petrol heads, turn away now. Cover your ears because you're not gonna like what I have to say. Even I'm a little bit shocked maybe, which I don't think I should be because I just came off an electric car launch yesterday. But if you would have told me that 10 years ago I'd be reviewing an electric G-Wagon, I would have thought you were maybe on something. But here we are. This is 3 tons of pure electric Gelandewagen. Gelandewagen? Okay, I just say G-Wagon from now on so that I don't sound like that the whole time. Now, is this sacrilege? Or has Mercedes-Benz managed to keep the essence of a G-Wagon while still moving to what is going to probably be an electric future? Let's start with a brief history, shall we? It was designed as an off-road military vehicle with locking differentials and a body-on-frame construction. Not much has actually changed since its inception in 1979. Some luxury tidbits have been added, but one thing remains. It continues to be one of the most iconic and desirable vehicles on the road. Now, this was built to go off-road, but it has become somewhat of a status symbol. Think Kim Kardashian or Drake. Even though it is locked and loaded with a substantial ground clearance, 3 differentials, that military background I spoke about, and of course some very potent engines. Thankfully, we actually haven't lost any of that with this. It still sports a ladder chassis and body on frame design and is still superbly capable off-road. But the main and most obvious change is the fact that there is no beastly engine sitting up front, but rather it has an electric motor for each wheel. Yep, there are 4 motors plus a 116 kilowatt-hour battery, a 2-speed transmission, and enough torque to make your eyes water. Yep, that's right. The 4 motors offer up 432 kilowatts of power and, as mentioned, an eye-watering 1,162 newton meters of torque. It gets to 100 kilometers per hour in just 4.7 seconds. And remember how heavy this girl is? She's a big girl. From a range point of view, you would think like being so heavy and being so massive, I don't know, my thought was that it wouldn't have much of a range. But Merc claims that it has a range of 473 kilometers, which isn't actually that bad. You won't get that. Real range would probably be, I would say, probably more around 400 kilometers. And in case you were wondering, it can charge from 10% to 80% in about 30 minutes if you're using a powerful charger, like a DC charger. Now, I know what you're thinking, this surely can't do well off-road. Well, you would be very wrong. It can pretty much do everything a standard G-Wagon does. It has a wading depth of 850 millimeters, virtual differential locks with torque vectoring, crawl modes, and a bit of tech to up its game in the form of G-steering and G-turn, not to be confused with G-string. The G-steering locks the inside rear wheel while cornering to allow for a tighter turning circle, while the G-turn can complete 2 full 360-degree rotations on the spot thanks to one of the wheels turning forwards while the opposite wheel turns in the reverse. Talk about a party trick, and it is super fun to do. I did it maybe too many times than I should have. The interior is that of the refreshed traditional G lineup, and for the price tag, you can expect an extensive standard features list. It has the large 12.3-inch instrument cluster and infotainment system, which features the latest iteration of the MBUX operating system. There's obviously an array of safety features and tech to boot. It's almost silly to chat about the interior of a G-Wagon because you know it so well already, and to be fair, this iteration is all about the engine, or lack thereof, and not really about the other bells and whistles, of which there are many. If you want to tell if it is the EV version, there are silver EQ badges on the wings to indicate that the vehicle is fully electric. It also has an optional rectangular design box on the rear door where you can keep things like charging cables, for example. And this is the Edition 1 EQ model, which is available as a limited edition model. You already know that this G-Wagon is not going to come in cheap, which G-Wagon does. In fact, it's supposed to be sort of iconic and imposing, and this sort of model needs a price tag to match that. And it does. So it kicks off at 3.8 million. But this limited edition model, this comes in at 4.65 million rand. So it's not cheap, like I said. Now, I can't say I'm not an EV fan, but I'm probably more of an ICE model fan over the EV version of things. But I really appreciate what Mercedes-Benz has done here. And in fact, they've managed to keep the integrity of the G-Wagon while still electrifying it, which is no small feat. Now, would I take this over a standard sort of maybe a G63, an AMG? Probably not. But I do appreciate that Mercedes-Benz is giving us options.